Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to another video. We are currently in Honduras, and Honduras obviously has a lot of amazing food, but we're in the town of La Ceiba, which is known for some typical food as well. We're gonna go ahead and see what we can get. I'm very hungry. I'm very excited to try out food here in La Ceiba. So let's go ahead and see what we can eat for today. Let's go. Alright, first stop of the day, we've come to a place known as Comidas Lily. And I asked what they had, and they sort of ran out of food, except they had these, which are something that I've always wanted to try here in Honduras. These are pastelitos, which may be a little bit confusing. If you speak Spanish, you know that pastel is like a cake. So when I see a sign that says pastelitos, I'm thinking like little sweet cakes. But actually here in Honduras, pastelitos are more like empanadas that are like sort of deep fried, that are savory, that have pork, chicken or beef in them. So I decided, you know what, this is unique in Honduras, gotta try it out. I've got one with chicken and one with beef, but they look really nice. I mean, you can see on the outside that skin, it's like super bubbly and crispy, but actually when you touch it, it's quite soft. So I'm not actually sure how it's gonna taste. It looks really interesting, and of course there's a little bit of hot sauce on the side just to give it that bit of spice, which I absolutely appreciate. Let's go ahead and try one out. I'm dipping it inside the sauce. I don't know if this is beef or chicken, so we're just gonna go ahead and bite it. Let's give it a try. Wow, that is interesting. Okay, that's definitely chicken, no doubt about it, but the chicken, it's seasoned with like a yellowish Caribbean curry powder to it. It's a little bit spicy from actually the inside, the sort of curry flavor it has. Very like strong spice flavor. It's not very like it won't hit you at the back of the throat or your mouth, but it's just like a very strong spices like cumin or some sort of Caribbean spice flavor inside. The dough, not crispy at all. It's pretty like greasy and oily, but it's not really crispy. It's just dough. It's really nice and fluffy. Really interesting. It's actually, the dough's like kind of just like bread. But for me, I mean, the spice, the chicken, it's amazing. I didn't know it was so flavorful on the inside. All right, let's go ahead and try the other one out, which obviously has to be beef now that we've known that the other one is chicken. Let's give this one a try. All right, the beef is a little bit drier, not as well seasoned as the chicken, but you can see that there's some other ingredients. I think they have potatoes, and I think even a little bit of rice that's sort of mixed into this sort of shredded beef, almost like a beef paste, like a beef mash. Same thing, the dough, really kind of just nice and fluffy, but it's not like crispy. It's not like a deep crunch. Like when you hear it, when I bite it, it's just soft and sort of just melts away. But on the inside, the beef is just kind of like a mash. It's sort of like a beef minced together. For me, I much prefer the chicken. I love the flavor. You can see the chicken's actually a bit yellow in color from all the spices and the seasoning that she's put inside. Wow, really interesting. My first pastelito here in Honduras, and absolutely phenomenal. All right, next stop, we're at this place. I don't even think it has a name. It's just kind of like a street side stall that's just kind of out here. But I saw something that's so interesting and I know I had to try it. It's one of those set meals here, but it's beef in coconut. Now remember, La Ceiba is on the coast, so a lot of the things here revolve around coconut. A lot of the things, even on the islands off the coast, everything revolves around coconut here. So obviously I had to try out their beef in coconut stew, which looks absolutely amazing. She put some rice, some beans, a little bit of salad, and then I love that she just pours the sauce of the beef and coconut over the rice. It looks absolutely incredible. I have to just go in for the rice and the sauce by itself first. I mean, it looks amazing. Like, I'm literally drooling right now because of how good this looks. All right, let's go ahead and give this a try. Oh my goodness. That honestly tastes like a Thai beef curry with coconut milk. It's so good, and you can see she puts a little bit of lemongrass in there, onions, beef, coconut milk. Like, this is basically Thai food. Like, I am eating Thai food. That is so, so good. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and try a bit of this beef out. It looks super, super tender. Let's give this a try. I mean, that beef has just been cooking in there. That literally just melts. It's not even a competition. It doesn't even put up a fight. I'm interested in trying out how the beans are here. So these look like red beans. We're gonna go ahead and give the beans out a try. Same thing with the beans. You got a little bit of that coconutty flavor. I think some of it has fallen from that beef sauce, but also I do know that here in La Ceiba, they do cook their beans with a little bit of coconut milk to give it a little bit of a coconutty flavor, which I absolutely love. Everything around here revolves around coconut. Now, usually when you have like a meal with a stew and everything, in Mexico and Guatemala, you get tortillas on the side. And they also have tortillas here, but what they have, which according to her is very traditional here in La Ceiba, is yuca. Yuca, the plant, the sort of sweet potato. That's what people eat here as their main starch instead of tortillas, which is so, so interesting. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get some of the beans, I'm gonna mix it all up, get it really deep in that sauce with the beans and the rice, really get that sauce in there. Let's go ahead and try it out all with the yuca, which is the traditional way of eating it here in Honduras. Oh, the yuca, it sort of serves us as like this nice, sort of very sticky sort of starch that goes in, but it has no flavor. It absolutely has no flavor. When you put it inside the stew and everything, it just sort of absorbs up all the flavor of the stew and everything. It just soaks it all up. So it becomes like its own like starchy little sponge, which is what you do with a tortilla. It's just that this time it's in a potato form. It's a yuca. That is so, so interesting, and it's absolutely delicious. Oh my god, I mean, that coconutty flavor from that beef, it's incredible. I love how coconutty that broth is. It's not very spicy. There's no real spice in it, but you can taste the lemongrass, you can taste the coconut. That for me is probably one of the best beef stews I've had in the world. Like, that can easily compete with any Thai beef curry you ever had. Absolutely delicious. All of this 55 lempiras, which is not very pricey at all considering how other places are charging, 80 lempiras for lunch. So absolutely delicious, really, really good traditional beef stew here in La Ceiba. That was probably one of the best things I've had on this whole trip. That coconut beef, oh my god, it's so good. It's just that's what people locally here in La Ceiba eat. That is the traditional food. Yes, people here eat baleadas and eat pupusas, but that is about as local as it gets when it comes to La Ceiba. So oh my god, absolutely delicious. Alright, we're gonna rest up a little bit and I'll see you guys when we eat again here in La Ceiba. Alright, it is a couple of hours later and we're here at a really famous street. This is a street that leads down to the dock, to the famous touristic sort of harbor here in La Ceiba. But this is an old train track and you can see the old train track right here. It runs all the way from the center of the city over to the docks, and nowadays the train track isn't in use, but there is literally a row of stalls here that sell the famous baleadas from Honduras. Like this is like a thing of La Ceiba, this street of railroad tracks where all the baleada stalls are. So we're gonna go find one, we're gonna see what's good, and obviously we're gonna get a baleada for tonight. Alright, first off for tonight we've come to a place known as Baleadas Doña Tere. And why did I come here? They've been open since 1964. That's almost 60 years of history that they're making baleadas. And they have all types of baleadas. They've got it with egg, with avocados, chicken, pork, beef, anything you want, they've got it. I decided to go with the chicken and the pork. The pork is literally crackling, just firing over the oil and just deep frying it. It looks absolutely incredible, but obviously it's really, really simple. You've got that fried crispy tortilla on the outside, and then you've got the sort of meat and the beans on the inside. Now, obviously, to have a good baleada here in La Ceiba, you've got to add some ingredients. Here they've got tubs of stuff, so I put some onions and then some salsa just to give it a little bit of that spice. All right, we're gonna wrap it all up. I'm gonna first go in and try the chicken. Let's go ahead and give this a try. I think I may have put a little bit too much spice. Oh man, That is really getting me at the back of the throat. Luckily for me, I got some orange juice. This is fresh orange juice here in La Ceiba. Gonna give this a try. Oh man, that cools it right down. Orange juice with baleadas, that's it. That's the combination. Now, the skin, the baleada skin itself, the tortilla, really nice and crispy, super nice and crispy, really oily, very thin layer. Then on top, the beans, nice beans, not very thick layer of beans, but nice enough. And the chicken, honestly, I couldn't even taste the chicken. The onions and the salsa completely overpowered it. But it's just absolutely delicious for me. The skin of the baleada, that's what's always going to set it apart for me. That is what makes it really good. All right, let's go ahead and try the pork one, which, I mean, deep frying on there, I can't control myself. I gotta give this a try. I thought the chicken was good, but the pork, that's the one. That pork, nice golden and crispy on the outside, and super soft and tender on the inside. I mean, it's just frying on that pan with all that oil. Really nice and very charred sort of flavor to it. Oh, the pork is delicious. That pork is some of the best pork I've ever had. Really crispy, sort of oily outside. That's what I love, and they've cooked it perfectly. For me, that pork is cooked to perfection inside, nice, juicy, and tender. They haven't, you know, deep fried it to the point where it's just dry and there's nothing left inside. No, here, they do it right. They do the pork right. If I were you, if I came here, definitely get the pork. The pork is amazing. It's spectacular. Chicken is good too, but for me, the pork is the main star here. And I mean, just frying, I mean, you can smell it from a mile away, that delicious porky smell. All right, we're gonna finish this up and then we're gonna go see if we can get something sweet for the night. Now, what is dessert like here in Honduras? Well, here in La Ceiba, it's orange juice. And now you're thinking, didn't you just have orange juice? And yes, I did just have orange juice, but this is freshly squeezed orange juice from that stand right there. They sell hot dogs. I don't really feel like getting a hot dog, but I did feel like trying out their freshly squeezed orange juice. That's what they're famous for here in La Ceiba. You go anywhere, you can get freshly squeezed orange juice. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Oh yeah, that's amazing. I mean, compared to the earlier one we had, which was packaged, this is fresh. You taste a little bit of the bitterness from the fruit, but at the same time, it's sweet, nice, and refreshing. Is it better than orange juice in Monterrey? I'm gonna have to say no. This orange juice is not like as good as the one in Monterrey. Monterrey's orange juice is the best in the world. There's no doubt about that. But it's still a good orange juice, and it's all locally produced here on the coastline in Honduras. That's what they're famous for. They're famous for their oranges, and it's absolutely delicious. Anyways, it's raining hard. I'm gonna get back and sleep because this rain is gonna get pretty strong soon. I do not want the camera to die, so I'm gonna end the video here. If you enjoyed this food video here in La Ceiba, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. I'm gonna keep on exploring Honduras. I can't wait to continue sharing this beautiful country with you. So continue and stay tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.